This is good hair. It really is. This is good hair, baby.
Struggling to see growth with your natural hair? You might be falling for myths that are holding you back. Let's debunk them together. Hello, welcome back to the Royal Treatment. I'm excited to get into this one. It's going to be a good one. I am Aubrey, number one. I am a holistic hair care stylist. I love to talk about all things hair and beauty, and I love to share real talk about real issues with real people. You get me? One of the things that I run into is that look at her genetics. She can grow that hair. My hair, not so much. Maybe it's not your genetics. Maybe it's the belief system that you have about your hair. Maybe you're falling prey to some myths about our natural hair. You buying into it, and guess what? It's holding back your hair blessings. Let's get into it. Myth number one, and I know you have heard it. I hear it all the time, and I hear it by people that should know better. Number one, trimming your hair makes it grow faster. The last time I checked, hair grows from the scalp, not the ends. Trimming is good because it does help prevent breakage, the split ends, but it just doesn't speed up your hair growth, honey. It does a good job of helping you to retain length. And that's the exciting part about trimming your hair. It helps to keep that hair in tip top shape so we can continue to flourish. Now, one of the things that we are concerned about in growing hair is scalp health. Keeping that hair, that scalp clean, keeping the follicles from miniaturizing by doing things that snatch your edges or your crown. Those are the things that we're concerned about because that's where the actual action of growing hair happens at the scalp level. And of course, we want to feed ourselves the nutrients to be able to encourage those follicles to do the best job because we want the best quality hair growth, not just any hair. We want quality hair growth. So we know that trimming does not grow our hair. I think we're all kind of pretty well aware about this particular myth, but for anyone that is new to this channel, they're new to their natural hair journey and they're just not sure which way to go. One of the ones that I have heard quite often before I really got into uh, this particular aspect of curl care and the style of it and wash and goes is that tight curls, tight kinks, coilies could not rock wash and goes. We all know that's not true, don't we? Well, it's about how we rock them. What makes us be able to rock them is proper hydration. We know about that. And they can work when you have proper product layering and moisture retention. It's not about the curl type, if you will. So we just want to be clear that you can if you want to. Now, is it going to be the aesthetic that you're looking for? Are you comparing your curls with someone that has a looser texture and saying that we can't wear a wash and go? You got to like what you see, baby, because that's what you have. And so once you take care of that and make sure that it's moisturized, you can rock it if you want to. There ain't no rules over here. But guarantee you, that is one myth that I want to make sure stays busted. This next one, myth number three, when I hear it, I'm just like, wow, that's how you really feel. Could it be that that's really true? It could be for you, but I don't really want it to be seen as a generalization for our hair because I don't like the connotation that it gives about our hair, the hair that God gave us. And myth number three is that tight curls are just too hard to maintain. You know, before the advent of all of these tools and chemicals to do something different to our hair, we took care of our hair. We didn't know anything different, and we appreciated it in its natural state of what it is. And so we had nothing to compare ourselves with other than our counterparts. And so I don't think we even thought to compare our hair with their hair as manageability and easier to take care of, because we had no experience with hair that was easier. So where do you get that verbiage from? Easier than what? Easier than whose hair? You know. So let me just back it up a little bit, because I kind of got on a little soap pad for a minute. But I don't believe the issue is texture. It's, in my opinion, a lack of education, and it's a comparison to relaxed hair. That's really what it is. And in fact, it's a comparison to relaxed hair maintenance. Think about it. Relaxed clients. You know how when we were relaxed, what did we do? We went and had a stylist manage our hair every 2 weeks. We went and sat in a chair. We had standing appointments for our relaxed hair. So someone else was caring for our hair. We did nothing. We didn't shampoo our hair. Very rarely did we style it outside of what your original stylist may have done. You may have maintained a wrap, but that's pretty much as far as you went. On occasion, when your budget was a little tight, you would get in there and shampoo your hair, blow dry it, and flat iron it, or do something like that. But you pretty much had the stylist do most of the work. So now here we are comparing our natural hair that is mostly self managed to a stylist managing our hair. That's apples and oranges, baby. Now, what we could do to help ourselves out is just book you every 2 week appointments with your natural hairstylist, or every 4 weeks, to decrease the opportunities for, number one, you being in your head and causing less hair to retain, because we are doing more manipulation. But we could also get a good routine going. Partner with someone that helps you understand the hydration, the cleansing, the protective styling, and the maintenance of it, and to make it more manageable for you. And it's really about understanding your hair and what it needs. Your hair education needs to go up, and the comparison level needs to come down. And and I say that because it's not a fair comparison. It really isn't.
Yes, and I just want to add, yes, it's more energy, it is more time, it is more effort into doing your own hair. So, of course, it's going to be a more challenging feat than sitting back and letting somebody else just do your hair. So, yeah, it's more work, but it's worth it. And if it's not, then that's your preference. But let it not be because you just say it's just so difficult. It ain't that difficult.
This here is a good one. Um, Girl, you need some grease. You need to grease your scalp. If you want your hair to grow, you need to grease your scalp. I believe that hair grease can be very helpful. Um, it could also be harmful depending on its ingredients, just like hair oil, depending on its ingredients. And then how it's applied. Traditional greases with your petroleums, your mineral oils, they can be occlusive. They can trap dirt and sweat if they're not properly cleansed. But there are some greases that are very non commodogenic in nature. They have ingredients like shea butter, castor oil, beeswax, linoleum. They can help actually seal in the moisture and protect the scalp. So the key is balance. If you're using grease, um, ensure that you're cleansing regularly. When I was using grease, which I haven't used it in quite a while, I thought of a few that I used to use back in the day, and because I was trying to remember which ones did I enjoy, and I'll just share them with you. One is this one, and it has beeswax in it, so it has a little bit of hold to it, but I really did like it, and it has a good smell to it. And in this one, it also works very well. It has some good ingredients in it that I think um, just do well for the scalp. One of the ones that you don't want to use is coconut oil, in my opinion. I think coconut oil, straight up coconut oil, like I told you before, that stuff can cause more scalp irritation. It can feed seborrheic dermatitis. It loves us, fungus among us. Um, but generally speaking, I think that the scalp does well in producing its own oils. So you don't want to be excessive with greasing your scalp. It's not really that necessary to just keep slathering it on. Focus on, keeping your hair hydrated and moisturized, and then, do some little scalp stimulation, massage, and that kind of thing. That helps to really keep those follicles wanting to, grow some hair. So I just think we need to make sure that we're balanced when we use it. So I have absolutely nothing against grease. I think it is a useful product when you know what you're doing. Ooh, y'all are gonna like this one. I didn't realize I had this in my ear. But protective styles, you have to have it to grow your hair. Is that true? Easy. Protective styles, they help with length retention. Let's get it right. They help by reducing manipulation, but growth again happens at the scalp. Tight tension based styles, they can cause breakage, the thinning, the traction alopecia, all of these things. So loose, low manipulation styling or well maintained wash and goes, they can support healthy hair just as well. So we got to make sure that we have a clear understanding of what a protective style is, and one that actually helps us retain it instead of lose it. Myth number 7: if you can't see it, you ain't got it. What does our hair do? It shrinks. Ooh, look at that. People say if you can't see your hair ain't even grown. I ain't seen your hair ain't grown in 6 months. It looked the same. Well, of course it does. It's called shrinkage. You know, shrinkage is such a sign of health. It means your hair has the strength to coil back up after stretching. So, of course, we want our hair to shrink, because if your hair ain't shrinking no more, guess what? You got heat damage or chemical damage. You got some kind of damage if your hair is not shrinking. Okay, there's that. Let me roll it back on this one because myth number 7 or number 8, I don't even know which one we're on. Clarifying shampoos are bad for our tight kinky hair. I just want to, we need to roll that back a little bit. I know we experience an extreme case of overusing them, but I just want to make sure we have clarity that that's a myth, baby. That's not true. Okay? Too much clarifying clearly can strip our moisture. Product buildup can suffocate, suffocate the hair and the scalp. Yes, it can. So, regular cleansing using a moisturizing or a clarifying shampoo when needed, knowing what you need when you need it, it helps with making sure that hair is hydrated and moisturized, and it prevents issues like the dryness, the flaking, and the breakage. So, there's that. We need to make sure that we understand why we're doing what we're doing and not just go to the other extreme of not doing something that is also helpful to our hair. So I was so excited to clarify these myths, break them down, and to get more accurate information out there from a trusted source. So all of us can flourish, grow our hair if we choose to, and that we can do so with the real knowledge that we need to do it. It's not about just what's working, but what actually makes sense and is scientifically based. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I had so much fun making it. In fact, I do believe that I had more fun doing this one than any of the other ones, I guess, because it was just one of the things that I got a little bit personal about. Some of those thoughts, because they sit in my chair and I hear it quite a bit. And so to be able to put it on my platform and let everybody hear and perhaps learn a little something from it, I hope that you enjoyed it. So do me a favor and make sure and comment and definitely subscribe. Have a good one.